true.
Oh, come on, push. There we go. I'm Jim Price, the Jim Price Show Daily Update. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Oh, the government told me the date, so I'll never be wrong. It's August 25th. It's a Tuesday, 2026. Thank you guys so much for being here. Looks like we have the weekend month transition coming up. We'll be having a new month here just in a few days. I know that's everybody's anticipation as the months go by. Anyway, now we got this time next week, 1 week from today will be September 1st. And guys, I will make I'm making another prediction. I'm going with this again. I am going to say that the school shootings will start as soon as we get done with the beginning of school year. So we will have here in the next 2 to 3 weeks, maybe 4, sometime mid-September, late September, early October. That way we get the whole gun control issue in the forefront of everybody's topic of the day. Gas prices, Iran, kids school shooting, children's lives, that whole thing. Oh, what? Now, I have seen a new trend that's coming out, and I did not know this was a thing. I named today's episode Kids. And the reason I named it today's episode Kids is because there is a group of people, and see, we have to now use the word people. We can't use women because now women doesn't mean anything, so it's now just... So if I should stop calling people who have vaginas and boobs, I'm just going to start calling them people, not women. I will still continue to call myself a man, because this is the gender I have. This is what God gave me, and I don't mind going ahead and living this part of my existence out. But there are people out there that... There is a Clancy problem going around the internet. And, okay, real quick, Dolly Parton died at the age of 80. I think she was a clone. I don't think it was her. Her face changed so many thousands of times. I don't know how many surgeries she's had. But anyway, whatever, this, that, and the other thing, I don't know. I appreciated Dolly Parton's music. I never had a bad thing to say about her. But, guys, I don't know. You start looking around. There was some stuff like she said to Travis Kelce and to Taylor Swift with the Baphomet fingers like this, saying, I want your firstborn. So, again, guys, you add up whatever you want. But let me get to the news of the day here that I want to talk about. Now, I have not referenced this case. I have not given two shits about this case, about this woman and the postpartum depression where she killed her children. But what is happening now is now women are saying, well, no, it's just what you do when you have postpartum. You just kill your kids. I saw a video. Listen, guys, I was being, these videos were being, I got these videos and I knew the context, but I tell you, if you didn't have the context and you just kind of watched it for a half a second, it is absolutely terrifying. The one lady is walking supposedly with a baby in her carrier on her chest with a little hat. You know, like, for some reason, every child on earth needs a stupid goddamn hat on their head because they can't handle the sun. That is not true. Stop living a lie and keeping your babies out of the sun. Anyway, backing up. So this lady is holding her kid in a carrier on her chest. Now, to be honest with you, it did not look like a child. It looked like she was being funny or trying to be funny or trying to be a person of like, so here's what she was doing. She has her carrier on the front of her chest. She's walking by a tree mulching machine. You know, the ones where they put the ark, you know, the wood chipper that I keep talking about, the government that keeps chewing your legs off, and you're like, oh, the government's good to me. This lady's walking past a wood chipper, and she goes, I can't, you know, with the amount of stress and pressures that I am under and the things that I do, as I walk past this, I have those tendencies to feel like I could just throw my baby in there. This woman just said that she believed that she needed to hold back the thoughts of throwing her baby into a wood chipper. Now, I don't know what kind of evil that you think exists in this world. I don't know what evil you think that doesn't exist in this world where you're like, oh, Jim, you're just so stupid. You don't know. There's no evil. Okay. I watched another woman having her baby on her knee, taking a cup of water and splashing water, what they call waterboarding her baby. Because that's okay that she waterboarded her baby, this lady who killed her children. So now I got one lady who's videoing herself, edited it, posted it, the whole thing, and another lady who edited it and posted it, and she put hers out there, and there are other ones as well. Now, my problem with this, I do believe this is a type of possession. I do believe exorcisms need to be a little more quick trip, you know, going down to the convenience store, getting my exorcism. Trust me, I'm not playing on exorcisms. I'm not joking about exorcisms. I'm just saying that I believe at this point in the history of what we're doing, I would want to wonder if we're not already needing exorcisms at the basic level, because the amount of possession has come down to the point now where just these average women are now having the possessed idea of killing their child, which is literally against anything that goes on in their brains. And then the discussion of one of the ladies, she said, well, I had the conversation with my therapist this morning, and this lady had her lips, so blown out, she looked like a horse whinnying. She had these big old lips out here. She had this smear and this weird color. By the way, ladies, can you stop putting brown and earth colors on your face? I don't think you know what lipstick is if you're putting the same color lipstick on your lip as you are on your face. That's just a side note. But anyway, this lady's all blown out. She's all, got all this, and she's splashing her baby with water in the video. This lady's doing that, right? This other lady, at least she's got I was at my therapist this morning, and I was talking about the lady who killed her children, and I don't believe she did it. It was the husband. The husband strangles. Women don't strangle. Women drowned. Women drown children. They don't strangle kids. Now, I don't call myself an expert, because I think that word gets thrown around very loosely. I think it's an abused word. But I will tell you, I'm an expert on what I have seen in female behavior and the ugliness of it. My entire life has been that experience. I continued to marry my mother in 2 marriages, and I will tell you, I've seen the worst of what women can do. And if women go around saying, well, women don't choke babies out, women strangle, or women drown babies, I mean, first of all, where did you get that logic? Second of all, what expert, what subject experience expert, not somebody who went to a college and got some doctorate degree and then says, I am an expert on child abuse and all the things that go along with it. I have studied all the studies, and I have studied the studies and the studies of the studies, and I have done all these things. Well, you know what, sir, Mr. Dr. PhD? Not only have I studied your studies, I lived your studies. So let's call the subject matter expert Jim Price. I have lived through the sacrifices. I have lived through the things that you can't discuss with your friends. I have experienced those. And for someone to sit around and these women talk about, well, it's the man. It's the man that did it. The man, she's taking the fall for the man. Are we all oblivious to that this chick has already admitted that she did it? That she was already in a psychiatric unit before she did it, and then she said no, she was fine, and then went out and then killed her kids? Can we talk about this? Can we talk about the fact that we're putting estrogens and all these other chemicals and all this stuff on women's faces and in their hair and on their all their parts of their body, and their tampons, their pads, their menstrual cycle equipment that they use is destroying them? And these women aren't saying, my God, what have we come to as women? What should we do to make sure and bring back the purity and the sanctity and the innocence of motherhood and the idea that we always take care of children because they are helpless? See, there are very few things on earth that are born as helpless as a human being. Most things are actually able to just get up and take care of themselves. If I have an egg and I hatch that egg out of a chicken's egg and I will have a chicken, that chicken will start doing chicken things without a chicken being there. Day one, go over, get water, scratch at the ground, peck at the dirt, the whole thing. It just lives. But human beings, our chemistry of our body is directly related and directly necessary to the woman's breast. Our chemistry, our bodies, the baby's body starts telling the mother's areola what it needs the moment the saliva contacts the mother's skin. The first time. And then the mother starts producing milk customized to any inefficiencies in the baby's saliva. But because we know that there is that codependency, that we know that we should assign the child to the mother to make sure the mother nurtures the child while fathers raise or tell the kids to get their booger hooks out of their nose. But we haven't stopped to say, hey, my God, we're killing our children. Our most innocent, the weakest, the ones that have to be taught, who are frail, who have to be shown how to eat, who have to have subsistence and shelter made for them. This is why we think of children as precious, as innocent, is because everything that's done to them is supposed to be for them, not to them. I lived a life of things that were done to me. I am a 55-year-old man, and I thirst for things done for me without me asking, because as a child, that never happened. As a child, I could only perform to get food. I could only perform to not get beat. I could only perform to see the sunlight. I could only perform to watch Saturday morning cartoons. I had to perform. But when we think of children and what children really are in today's society and what they really mean, it's what brings us back to zero, you animals. It brings us back to where we should think of our own selves. In that moment where a mother is delivering her child and the oxytocin and all the chemicals that release through her body, where she absolutely, genuinely forgets the pain, but someone tries to remind her, remember? No, she can't. Women can't. Sorry, you may think you do, but it is physically impossible because of what your body does for you the moment the child is born. But when you don't give a vaginal birth and you do C-section, then you never get the release. You never get the bond. You never get the connection. It never comes through for the child because you took it out of the mother without going through the birthing canal, the compression, and all the things that happens to the baby's body as it's all elongated and pulled out. There's a huge process of the body. But in that moment when you protect the child, because nothing that child can do is going to aid in its survival. There's nothing it can do. It can only breathe, eat, and poop. And when it moves around and it's crying and all these things, it's just trying to figure out how to get what it needs. It's a Zoran Mandandi of New York. And in that moment, when you see that little baby and you hold that little child there, and even though, like when I saw Rebecca for just a few moments before the helicopter took away to Phoenix Children's from Mesa General, as I saw her with little purple spots and she was barely alive, I saw her. I couldn't do anything else in the world but love that child. There was nothing in me that understood that, but that I did know that. And to see that in our society, somehow we've now found a way into social media where we have now decided to make humor and make light of all the things that are going on around us and saying, by the way, well, sometimes we waterboard our babies, sometimes we choke them out, sometimes we drown them, sometimes, what? I'm a father. And I don't have the oxytocin release. I don't have all the amazing euphoric and psychological bonding chemicals that goes through a woman's body at the moment of birth. I don't have that. But I will tell you, for me as a man, I would have done anything in that moment. And even in this moment right now, you touch my children, you try to go after them, I will kill you. You don't touch my children. I will kill for my kids, period. And that's kind of where it goes, isn't it? Because that takes us on our humanity back to zero when we have that little baby in that little moment and we sit there and we stare at them and we wonder, what have we done to deserve this? Beautiful little thing that just sits there and just wants to be taken care of, wants someone to do something for them and do it genuinely and softly and securely and with a bond and with a security that child doesn't feel like it's left out in outer space. And that child will grow up knowing that security. But not with today's society, not with the narcissistic way we have actually learned to treat women. Women now, it just doesn't matter. Women get the kids. Women get the money. Women get EBT. Women get the housing. Women get the retirement. Women get this. Women get that. What don't the women get? Oh, they don't get anything, remember? Women's rights were all abolished because abortion was sent back to the states. Oh, my God. Sorry, girls, I thought you guys had an amazing outlook in life where you guys won all these court battles and all these court cases and you win all your divorces and you get whatever you want and do all these things. And all the narcissism comes rushing in for women, and women don't know how to handle the narcissism in their own bodies, and they don't understand the psychology of it. And I'm not lying to you. I'm simply telling you the facts and the hard truth about what goes on in our society, and especially with this me too and me now and me this and me that. It has gotten, the selfish ego has gotten out of control, and it is beyond recognition. That's why we don't see narcissism anymore. That's why, oh no, men are narcissists. No, they're not. Guys, I will tell you right now, it's almost mind-numbing how far we have gone from what women and men are really and what they could be in their own roles. The most powerful woman I have ever seen in my life never once told anybody what to do, never once demanded, never once wore lipstick that trying to get attention, never did I got to get mine. No. Simply acting soft, she got everything she ever wanted. She wanted for nothing because it was given to her. She never had to ask. She got to be childlike in her existence all the way till she died. And all she was soft and innocent. Oh, I didn't say she was getting walked on. I didn't say she wasn't mad. I didn't say she didn't do all those things. But when she was her softest, when she was the most woman, she got anything she wanted. She didn't have to worry about unloading the car. She didn't have to worry about what was the lawn was going to get mowed. She didn't have to worry about whether the house was going to get painted. She didn't have to worry about how the kitchen got remodeled. It just got remodeled because she said she wanted a new stove. Because she thought that she might want to make more of this or that. And so because she thought she could do better baking, she wanted a different stove for this type of baking. and the softness and the genuine, authentic person that she was when she was soft and lack of ego, her life was a dream. Her kids loved her, her husband loved her, her neighbors, her family loved her, and all she had to do was be soft. Not the boss-ass bitch, not the, I'm a bull, I'm gonna go get mine, I got my monies, I got my fold, I don't need no man. None of that. Never once, not even a half. I never even began to think that. I just didn't understand, like, and when I saw it, I didn't understand it because I was like, why is it that she just gets, and I was observing. I wasn't, and that there wasn't a person, I wasn't doing a personal relationship with them or anything like that. I just was observing. And I observed that woman finding all the things that she could ever want just being given to her. Not because she had to ask, but because she did so much. She made sure that her man's shirts were clean, that his socks were done, that he had a towel, that he had his lunch, that when he got home, it wasn't, it was, can I get you something for today? Can I get you a drink? Is there anything I can do for you? It seems like it's a little hot outside. Why don't you sit down for a little bit, and I'll bring you something to drink while you take a quick little relax there. If you want to take a nap, go ahead. Because she was so soft, she ran everything. She ran everything. Everything was done her way. The kitchen was her kitchen. The house was her house. The car was her car. His truck was his truck. And they loved each other, and it was easy because she was soft. And I'm going to tell you right now, folks, I'm going to tell you that one of the things, I know this is not the ultimate answer of everything and what it could be or couldn't be, blah, blah, blah. And I understand I don't have all the answers. But I tell you right now, men and women out there, if we just, listen, girls, I'm not trying to put this all on your shoulders. But if you would just soften, you would have to be less boss-ass bitch, less man, less dragon slayer, and you could just be a woman. See, that's where we all kind of forget about this stuff. What is a woman, right? Just a second here. Sorry about that. Still dealing with a little bit of snake venom from the weekend. And by the way, guys, if you don't think that snake venom and frequency is a thing, I will show you a burn on my lip, and I will tell you the story some other time, probably off air if you want, but I will tell you I have a burn right here on my lip from snake venom. You guys can think of whatever you want. Anyway, but the feminism or the feminist is not a feminist. It's not, there is no female in feminist. To be a feminist is just to be masculine. And this is, guys, listen, can I ask you guys a societal question real quick here? Let me ask you a quick question. When do men, okay, listen, like men's sports, when do we have to protest to keep women out of the NBA? When do we have to protest to keep women out of the MLB? When do we have to protest as men to keep women out of football or in football? Why are women trying to keep men in women's basketball, but we're not trying to keep women in men's basketball? Why are the girls the one that seem to default to this constant conversation of they don't even know who the hell they are? Hey, well, a woman, I'm not a biologist. Well, if you don't know, then don't pipe up that you do. See, this is, okay, listen. When people go out, it's like, oh, listen, you don't know what a woman is. You're not a woman. What? Me? Whatever's not me is a woman. I know that. Whatever doesn't have my thing, and it goes the inside, it doesn't come outside, I know that is a woman. Theirs goes innie, and mine goes outie. I mean, remember the Arnold Schwarzenegger movie Twins when he talked about what a man and a woman is? A boy has a penis and a girl has a vagina? Have we not? We lost our way that far? Guys, listen, this is not progressivism. This is distraction. This is a way to keep us fighting amongst each other. And this is how stupid it is. But you know who they used? Who did the establishment use to get to do their freaking agenda with the vaccines? With public schools? With healthcare? With abortion? It's always the woman. They plan, and they know this psychologically. They go in and they mess with the psychology of a woman, and they manipulate the emotions. And because women make decisions emotionally, facts, not me. Don't get mad at Jim Price. Go look it up on your own. Here's the sad part. I got to go out, and I got to spend my time. Okay, granted, it's for the show. But I got to spend my time mastering finances, psychology, sociology. I got to get the spiritual right. I got to be biblical. I got to be a Muslim. I got to be a Buddhist. I got to be a Mormon. I got to be all these things. I got to know all this stuff. But yet a woman doesn't know what a woman is. I have to know what psychology is. I have to know what all this stuff. I got to go out and understand all these things. But yet a woman doesn't have to be held accountable because she doesn't know what a woman is. We don't know what a hard foul in the WNBA is. We don't know what grabbing someone around the throat looks like. Oh, what is that? That's just part of the play. That's part of the game, man. I have never in the NBA seen a dude get wrapped around the neck like a chokehold and yanked to the ground mid-jump shot. Someone show me the video if you think you got one out there. I'd like to see it. But my part, and I'm not, again, listen, my voice, let me back this up for a second. My voice is out of flat desperation. Going, listen, how are we getting here? How is it okay? Why is it that women are now mimicking killing their children or saying that they want to kill their children out loud on videos online for the world to see? What has happened to women that you believe that mimicking the death of your child is some type of cathartic effect? You got to get out and let the world know you want to kill your child. You want to kill it? Do you see where I keep going when I'm looping back to this? I don't think about killing children. I don't think about that. I can't even imagine that. I had a deaf daughter who had a learning disability who didn't understand if I say something, there's going to be cause and effect back. So imagine someone who doesn't understand cause and effect. I guess that's like a liberal. She was like the biggest liberal because she never understood if I say, well, Jimmy hit me, but he never did, that I would then go, challenge Jimmy for hitting his sister. But then to come to find out he never did. And she was lying about it because she didn't want to get in trouble. I had a daughter like that, but then I had to do everything through sign language. I had a communication barrier with her. And I love that little girl. I think she's a great kid. I miss her to death. I miss her every day. I miss all my kids. I miss my grandkids every day. I think about them constantly. It's a weird thing. Like I think about my lineage of family all the time. But I never think about like going and making a video like, I'm going to go kill my kids. Blah, waterboarding. Blah, 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 blah. I never think in that process. But what have we done in society in modern today that this, what was her name? I got to see if I can find an article on this stupid thing. Where is it at? Oh, I guess Canada decided that they were going to get big mad and not do a trade agreement with us. I don't know if you guys noticed or not. No? I didn't either. So anyway, but yeah, I guess it's a problem for them now. Where is that stupid? Well, anyway, I can't think of her name offhand. I don't know why I can't, but uh, anyway. Well, I'm a little bit disturbed by it. It bothers me a lot, and then we go back to the whole thing of the Jeffy files and the Epstein Island thing, and all these other things. We just guys. When people have inaction about something, it's a matter of will. Now, if I am trying, or I'm trying to make a basket, right? That's a skill point that maybe I'm not that great at. But where is the E for effort on the protection of children that does not destroy the family like CPS does, Child Protective Services, or whatever they call themselves now? I don't think children should run wild. But I do think that those that need to be nurtured and taken care of as they are infants and learning how to walk and get through their life, there should be a certain amount of us all just looking out for each other, right? I guess this goes back to, what was the one lady who took her car and drove her car into the lake or whatever it was with her kids strapped in the car seats or whatever? She'd like put her kids in the car seat and she put them in the pond to save them from something. That was a whole thing. And remember, that's turned up a whole nother thing too. That turned up a whole nother thing. That was, again, the women started coming out of nowhere on the, oh yeah, I want to kill my kids too all the time. It's great. So what does that mean about women then? Well, men kill children all the time. Do they? Because when I went through my childhood, the worst of the abusers that I ever saw when I was around any of the situation I was in, the worst of the abusers were always the women. So as a situational life experience expert, I have to ask myself, girls, can we stop doing this stuff? I'm 55. This has been going on as far as I've been alive. Can we chill out and just be women? Soft, kind, women being women? Do women even know what that means anymore? Or have we emasculated them so much with the phytoestrogens that go in and cause their estrogen to drop, then gives them too much testosterone, and then they start acting all manly? I don't know. You following what the math I'm trying to throw at you here? Julie, it's Satanists churning to active and triggering more louche from U.S. All these videos of wacky women, never would I think to utter something so horrific on my child. Julie D., you're absolutely correct, dear. That is really, like, we are up against something that I think the baseline of what we are as society, we're doing all right, but the people who don't have any, maybe that's what it is. Let me back up a little bit. I would suspect that the tribe of whoever's never really experienced, I'm going to kill my baby, or whatever it is they do. Okay? We have running water, electricity, lights, camera, computers, tablet, phone, glasses, headset, soundboard. I mean, we got, there's chickens and there's airplanes. If you got some money, you can get on an airplane, go to New York right now. Nobody even asked you. You got several $100, go to the airport, go to New York right now. Nobody's stopping you. Buy the ticket, get on there, sit on there for 5 hours, boom, you're in New York. Do you want to run up to Maine and get some lobster fresh out of the water? I mean, like right out of the trap? Well, just go up to Maine. You want to fly down to Jamaica and, get the ganja down there, get some good weed down there? Go down there. Because you don't have to build the airplane, because you don't have to provide the gas, because you don't have to know how to get there, because you don't have to know how flight works, because you don't know how to know where New York is or where the Cayman Islands are or anything else. We do not struggle. GPS tells me where to go. I don't know how to read a map anymore. I don't know where Maine is. I don't know where Florida is. I don't know where Kentucky is. I don't know what Utah looks like. Because we don't struggle. Because no one has actually sat there for a couple weeks of not eating and going, if we don't get something soon, we're going to die. That we need to start looking for something. We need to struggle. We need to put together a plan. Something needs to happen. No one sat in the winter snow for 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 days because they can't get out of the cabin. No one's sitting around. I mean, because I got caught in a snowdrift, or someone died in the Tahoe and the Dalton Pass and. Guys, you've got to try really hard nowadays to really die. Because everything is safe and everything's okay and everything's got a UDL or, I won't get shocked by this because, I got a UL code on it. It's, the government's got all their FCC and FAA and BBD-doos and I know I'm going to be safe. Everything's great. I do believe women have time to think about killing their child because they don't have to breastfeed. Women have time to think about killing their child because they don't have to go out and hunt an animal. Women have time to think about killing their children because they don't have to worry about having a man because no one has to provide for them because they got an EBT card. They don't have to find water. They don't have to protect their child from bugs. Think about this for a second, guys. Less than 100 years ago, women did not have bassinets that were made from highly polished paint and all these different springs and levers and different little lights and LEDs, this and a mobile. They were worried about whether the bugs were going to eat their child, whether the bot flies would lay an egg in their skin. Less than 100 years ago, we didn't have frickin' hot water anywhere. Running hot water was not a thing almost 50 years ago in all of the homes on Earth. Nowadays, everybody pretty much has hot running water. But 100 years ago, no, it wasn't. It wasn't. Hot water wasn't necessary because we were too busy trying to feed our faces. We were too busy trying to survive. Yes, we were going through the industrial age, which is why we're sitting in this nice little sweet spot here with all this air conditioning and sheetrock and paint and wood and shingles and concrete. We don't struggle. We don't fight. We don't try for anything. We don't have to do anything. And so now we just kind of sit around going, well, I don't know what it'd be like to kill my kid. I ain't got nothing else better to do. Might as well kill that little thing. Just laying there. It's going to cost me all my life. I got to take care of it. I got to find a babysitter. If I don't take care of it, they're going to arrest me. I got to watch this thing. But it just floors me more than I realize that when we think about the world around us and the excuse that children are a parasite, first of all, a parasite knows it's consuming. A parasite consumes just enough not to kill its host. A parasite likes to keep a homeostasis with it. A human is removed from the body to have no connections to anything else. At that point, it's independent. And at that point, it takes a gift. It takes kindness. It takes loving to get that child to where it starts to provide for itself. It can do its own thing. But yet, we don't understand, for some reason, our society, that child needs to be protected until it can take care of itself. You know, most puppies and dogs, they need a few weeks to get the milk and get the eyes open and get the coordination. But deers, they plop out day one and they're up on their feet within 5 to 10 minutes, maybe a half an hour at most. Horses, cows, all these things, dolphins, whales, they all just born alive. Hello, swimming, jumping, running. So that's the difference, guys. Like, think about, but women are like, well, it's a parasite. Parasites create a homeostasis with their host. The mother is giving to the child. The child's not taking. The woman is creating an environment that protects the child, and so that it has its best ability to, once outside of the mother, that it then will be healthy and able to grow till it can take care of itself. But when is that age of reckoning for most kids? The sad part of it is it can be anywhere down to 3 to 4 years of old, or 5 years of old, or 6 or 7. But most kids don't really have that independence that they feel like they could actually take care of themselves. So about 10 to 12 is when we start seeing kids. They're doing the meals. They're doing the I'm going here. They're making plans. They're going out and they're trying new things. And that also goes with the idea where men used to take boys out into the woods at the age of 12 and leave them there. Now, I will give you something here that most of the time when we talk about how the children were left idly in the woods by themselves and hoping the wolves don't get to them while they're in the woods, they were always watched and monitored. They were never left alone. But the point of it was to take them out and challenge them and show them that they actually can be self-independent and then become a man and learn how to scout and know the area in which they live. But let's not talk about that, because that would mean we have to do work or be accountable. But to say a child is a parasite, that it's a group of cells. By the way, guys, I'm a group of cells. I'm a grouping of cells. Now what? I don't know. How hard do you not want a baby to be a human being? I guess that's the answer. How hard do you not want a baby to be a human being? How hard is that? How much determination, hold, drive do you have where you believe, 444 on the clock, that you believe that a child is not a human? A baby in the womb is not. How hard do you have to want that? You have to walk past a lot of things. A lot of stop signs, a lot of caution signs, a lot of thises and a lot of that's. And you're telling me that you walk past all those things to come up with group of cells parasite. Well, if it's a group of cells, then it's independent and it has its own instruction code. If it is a parasite, then it is actually in a mutual relationship with the host. I don't know. Like I said, it's this world we live in. It hurts my heart to think that I have women who I think women are beautiful. I think they're soft. I think they got all this goodness about them. They're all squishy and they have all this greatness about them. But when I see a woman coming at me with that boss-ass bitch, I'm a bitch, I'm a woman, I'm a this, I'm a that, and R-A-S-P-E, whatever. And nobody likes it. Not even other women. But women won't call out other women. This is what I hate. But when women are so soft and they're just they're just being themselves, men are just in awe of them. When women they're soft, the squishy part, the marshmallowy stuff, what is that? That's that cocoa butter and vanilla. What is that? It just smells so sweet in here. What's that? Is that lavender? Is that, And so you think about women and you can romanticize about them. Why do you think that men carved women into stone? Why do you think men took pictures of women and sold them in magazines? Well, that's because they're trying to make them sexual objects, and their women are they're junk and everything. No, guys, as much as you really think it's only about the pink, it's all about everything else. We love looking at you. We love women. Women, you do not understand that we love you. But when you are hard and when you are coarse and callous and mean and you use our soft spots against us because we opened up to you, we lose all faith in you. We lose faith in the humanity of life. We lose faith in humans when we don't see the softness in the women. And I'm going to tell you this right now. I can back this up with science, AMA, American Psychological, all the psychological studies on earth. You start looking into this, men and women both surveyed the same, that they do not like masculine women. Sorry, doesn't work. Even women don't like it, yet women encourage other women to do it. It's weird. We've got to get better at this. We've got to get better at the humanity and being softer and being what the roles that we have. You know, again, I don't want to be a woman. I don't want to try to figure out how to do all that stuff. I got all the job I need right here just being the guy. But what I'm pointing out to you guys is that these children that keep falling to the hands of women, let's not celebrate that, but stop and pause in our society and say, what have we done? How did we get here? How is it that I have women celebrating the execution of children? These children were not in this. This wasn't necessary. There was nothing else going on. And now women are saying, well, it was the man who did it, never the woman. She admitted it. Now you're going to say, well, she's crazy. She doesn't know what she's talking about. But you do? I just want us to look at things in the world around us, and I want us to start really figuring out how to be better human beings to each other. There's a lot of time that's lost, a lot of things that we've lost, and it really has to do with just the way we treat each other. We've lost a lot of the things that we thought we could have. We've lost a lot of things that were going to be great. And we don't know what these last 50, 60 years could have been like if we would have had true women nurturing children. Women that understand what femininity is about. It's not about a job. It's not about being the boss-ass bitch at IBM or Microsoft or trying to run General Electric into the ground or Chevrolet into the ground. I mean, I'm just giving you examples of different corporations that lost 30% of the value of the corporation while at the helm of a woman. But again, I speak out of turn. I have no idea what I'm talking about. I'm completely making this up, and nothing I have said about children is accurate because they're just tissue and they're just cells, clumps of cells. We need to, they're parasites. Oh, they're bad. Is that what I'm supposed to say, internet? Mr. Computer out there, that the Jim Price Show doesn't know what it's talking about. Anything I've said has nothing to do with facts or anything like that, and I'm just making all this up. See, that's what the computer wants me to say over and over again to you guys. It wants me to tell you that, oh, this is all made up, and oh, women are not this, and women don't do these things, and this is all me just lying about it. Women don't kill children. Only men. Women don't kill men. Only men kill women. Only white heterosexual males commit homicides in America. Look it up, 100%. All personal crimes in America, go to the FBI.gov, look up their criminal statistics, and see that every single crime that is a person crime where someone is hit, shot, beat, lost their life, whatever, it's always a heterosexual white male. Go ahead, guys, look it up and just show me how that is. That's how that works. And then I'll praise you for your research and all your abilities. I'll love it. Oh, the things we do for fun. I want us to be better, guys. I think we can. I think there's a lot about this world around us that is amazing. And the more that I have slowed some things down in my life, and the things I've started to be observant about this and that and the other things, the more that I do this, the more I realize that what I did chasing the job, chasing the corporate, chasing, I'm a vice president. I finally got the vice presidency. Woo! And all of that stuff, guys, is what? What is it worth? What's the big skyscrapers do? All those big job titles I had, ain't nobody remember me. Nobody remembers the work that I did. Now, the work still stands today. I know those projects. But nobody knows that Jim Price built them. Nobody knows that Jim Price put his blood, sweat, and tears and drove himself till he is half dead doing these jobs, all these things. But I thought that that's what we had to do. I thought that's what reality was. And then I found out that all that stuff is to distract you from yourself and how good you can be to yourself and how it is to be human. All right, guys, and it's been a great day. I do believe that what we're seeing in this, I just wanted to bring it to your attention and how this hysteria is really causing me distress, and I want to see the world around us actually treat each other better. And I don't see why we can't. I mean, there's a lot of great things going on, so let's figure this out. Let's figure out how to help each other. Let's figure out how to be soft. Let's figure out how to do those things. And let me ask you something, girls. Let me ask you to do one thing for me. Can you start correcting each other while you correcting yourself and others out of the masculine? Can you, as women, can you come together? I don't know when you guys have your meetings, if it's like every other day or night or week or on the minute or 2 hours or every other 20 years. I don't know. When you girls have your next meeting, can you guys all come together and just do that part? Can you guys just correct each other out of masculine? Can you guys correct each other out of narcissism? Can girls, instead of encouraging boss-ass bitch behavior, which makes everybody cringe, can we start encouraging the lady with the apron and the lady who's cooking and the lady who's taking care of the family and the lady who's soft and the lady can we do that? And as she teaches the generations of children underneath her how to be that soft person who ends up being ultimately in control of her whole life. Can we do that, girls? Can we start correcting women out of masculine, correcting women out of narcissism, correcting them out of the ego? That'd be awesome. All right, guys, remember the 10% we do for our neighbor, community, city, county, state, the federal government. The more you do for them, the less they have to do for you. Learn how to be selfless and not so damn selfish. There will be a far, far better place. Remember, hold the line, hold fast, do not give up, do not give in. We'll win. I promise I can't keep, guys. You've always been the answer out there. Remember that Constitution limits the government, but never limits you. Please understand your authority. You are the authority. When you give it to someone else, what? Don't do that. All right, guys. Good seeing everybody out there. Great comments. Love it, love it, love it. Good to see Carrie Heiserman. Gumbo was over there, Gumby was over on YouTube. Good to see you. Brenda was here chopping it up. Dave Salee. Who else we had? We had Julie D was in here. Thank you guys so much for being a part of the show. You guys are great. I am working on a few things here at the show and then trying to come up with a couple different things. I will have a special guest with me about sociology and the life experiences of how the society and our world is working right now. So hopefully I'll get him on sometime this week or next. Guys, I do appreciate everything you guys do for me. Remember, donate to the show as often as possible. Donate to the show as often as possible. It's how we keep the lights on. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. I'm Jim Price, a Jim Price Show Daily Update. You guys will be good to each other out there, and I'll